Welcome to The Car Guy with your host, Klaus Kindor. Currently, Klaus owns Classic Car Holdings, LLC here in Spokane, a boutique dealer specializing in vintage, collectible, and contemporary automobiles. The Car Guy is sponsored in part by European Auto House and Can-Am Body Shop. Here's Klaus.
Welcome to The Car Guy. My name is Klaus Kindor. I'm your host. I'm here today with Kent. Hey, Kent.
Hey, how you doing? Are we social distancing okay?
We are social distancing in Porsches yet.
All right.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Can't drive them, but we can sit in them. Right? It's kind of like
sell them either, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's kind of like we can go fishing. We can go boating, but we can't go fishing. Okay. I don't know if you knew that or not.
It's nuts out there. Actually, this is our first program we've done outside of our own homes and so forth. And so when I suggested yesterday that maybe we do your car show in your little showroom and workroom here, what was your answer? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. We can stay,
Yep. Hey, we have to do what we have to do until Uncle Jay makes the change.
Yeah,
right?
Uncle Jay.
Hey, tell me about it. I'm not in the market for a car right now, so I'm not keeping track of all that's
It's okay.
you can do and you can't do.
I couldn't sell you one if I wanted to, Jay.
Oh, okay.
And that's the simple reality of it.
Really?
Yeah. What has happened, unfortunately, is our illustrious governor has said that we cannot sell cars here in Washington State.
Okay.
Licensed dealers, either used car or new car dealers, cannot sell cars. That was decreed on the 31st of March. I got a little letter from the Washington Independent Automobile Dealers Association saying you can't sell cars.
Wow.
Okay. You can't have people come to your dealership. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. And I don't know whose idea this was or whose thought process thought this was a good idea. I looked at statistics from 2018, and if I read those off real quick, I hope you don't mind.
No.
Good old Mr. Inslee has decided that, and again, this is of 2018, the automobile industry employs 118,234 people.
Wait, 118,000 people across the state of Washington.
Correct, are involved in the car industry.
Wow.
$9.55 billion in total car sales in 2018 for the state of Washington. 2.7% of the state's workforce is employed by the automobile industry. 295,582 new cars were sold in 2018 in Washington. And that amounted to $7.52 billion in labor income, which has all been shut off.
Yes.
In addition to that,
not to mention the taxes from selling a new car and so forth.
Getting to that. So the tax revenue in 2018 was $1.94 billion in sales tax,
Okay.
$366 million in used car vehicle sales tax, 142 million in sales tax and auto parts and services, and $680 million in new vehicle sales taxes have all gone away because of this decree that our wonderful governor has put in front of us. I don't know about you, but to me that sounds pretty bloody essential.
Yes. Well, what about people that have a need for a new car? I mean, they've been planning on it. The last one is running out, for one reason or another. They've just had an additional child, and they need more room, and all the things that go with that.
Good point.
What do? They
can't buy a car. Not in this state. The state has said there was a new thing that came out on the afternoon of March this year, March 31st, whereby we can, as dealers, we can sell cars if, here's the if,
There's always an if.
there's a set of rules. Limited sales and leasing activities at licensed new and used car vehicles dealerships are deemed essential only if the closed and pending transaction began before the proclamation was signed. The vehicle is replacing a total vehicle, damaged vehicle that is impractical to repair. And the worker must be identified as an essential critical infrastructure worker for them to buy the car. So I've got to ask you, the buyer, are you essential?
Yes.
And in my opinion, everybody is, but yeah. And then there are restrictions put on that. So if you are, so let's take it as an example, you're a physician and your car gets totaled and you need to buy a car. You may now buy a car.
Especially if you're in a rural area where you have to make house calls and so forth.
However, the dealership, whether it be me or a large franchise dealer like a Ford dealership or an Audi dealership or whatever the case may be, may have one employee in the sales department to help you specifically. One. That's it. It must be done by an appointment. And here's the kicker. Your car has to be inoperable, undrivable, unserviceable, or your lease has recently expired and you need to replace that vehicle. And the kind of kicker on this is that whoever's selling you the car is going to make you sign a statement of facts that says you are indeed an essential employee and you need this car because, and to me that basically means I got to make you lie. And I don't know if that's any way to resolve this, to be quite candid with you. I really don't.
Where do we go from here, Klaus?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good question.
We expected Tuesday night to hear a plan. What we heard was from the governor, a plan to plan, because it's not put together yet.
You heard from a politician?
Well, I worry about things like when you talk about the billions of dollars in sales
and the millions, at least, in the taxes that we as a state, you know what's going to be on the agenda this next year. We're going to pay that one way or the other.
Absolutely.
In property tax or something we're going to be taxed for.
Absolutely.
And so it's not like it's just going away. All this magical dollars that we see to take care of this and that and so forth, the cost is there.
Yeah.
It has to be repaid.
And what's really strange about this whole automobile thing is that, large franchise dealers, whether it be a Mazda store, whatever the case may be, large dealerships, they also have a service department and a parts department,
Yes.
which they may keep open.
Yes.
Service being essential.
Right.
Well, in a large dealership, they're going to service somewhere between, I know down in Southern California, we used to service over 100 cars a day.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
that
a rather decent revenue producer for them compared to selling cars?
Well, it is a good revenue producer, but my point of this is when you're in the sales department might see during the week, not on weekends, but during the week, they might see 4 or 5 car sales per day.
Right.
So you're talking about 20, 25 people during the week that have walked into your sales department and actually bought something.
Right.
By comparison, you've got over 100 people a day going into the service department.
Yes.
It's like me going to Costco. I'm over 60 years of age, so I get to go there at 8 o'clock in the morning and stand with 600 other people that are there at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So the very thing that the government's trying to keep us from doing, gathering together, being more than, closer than 6 feet together, or all this other wonderful happy horse stuff, it's all gone out the window. It's all going out the window. You can service cars and talk to 100 people a day, but you can't sell cars and talk to 5.
Right.
I mean, come on. Really?
And you can probably social distance better in the showroom and out
Absolutely.
showing the car,
Absolutely.
than in the service area where you're right up, checking in and checking out and all of that.
Exactly right.
The question I would have for this and things related to this right now, because we're seeing it across several industries and so forth. It's not just cars and so forth, but this is certainly a good example. What can we as citizens, what would you urge the everyday citizen to do? To talk to their legislature, to send notes to the governor, to...
What would I do?
Well, I'm not sure I want the answer to that, but if you can tone it way down. I mean, honestly, I hear this from a lot of the folks that we have on our programs. Well, I can't do that. Or, and it's frustrating that I can't help our friends, our customers who are our friends, who depend on us and so forth. And there's a lot of that. I have the feeling that we're going to see a lot of change just by the public itself in the next few days.
Yeah,
10
I'm of the
10
opinion
days.
that a lot of people are fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. My goodness, go back to work. Earn. Nobody should be able. Nobody's rights should be taken away from them to earn for their family and put food on their table, for crying out loud. I don't think Governor Jay's taking a cut in pay.
No.
I think he's probably still getting
I
his
don't know of
salary.
any politician that have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nancy could probably still fuel her
No,
boat.
didn't they get a $25,000 increase in the last?
And now you want to talk about politics, and you
Yeah,
want to talk
I
to
know.
me about politics.
Yeah, I know. It's too easy. But I think I'm hearing from folks out there that don't even agree with me in politics. Okay, that, oh my gosh, Kent, look what's happening. And I'm saying, yes, take a hard look, because this has been happening for years, for decades. And we really need to elect people. I'm not going to take a stand on one person or another at all different levels who will really think of the citizens first.
I think for me anyway, has this been politicized? In my opinion, yes.
Yeah, of course. Everything is today, though.
Yeah, but I look at this and I go, what can I do to help keep me safe and help keep me healthy? And I don't think I do anything differently today than I did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I stay clean. I try. Somebody coughs or sneezes, I kind of look, and I don't want to shoot them right away, but I'm going, okay, I probably don't want to shake their hand either, right?
Right.
I mean, just a little bit of common sense comes into play.
And I think all of us are going to be thinking about that a little bit more now. So actually, I think going forward, we'll probably be in better shape.
Yeah, maybe.
Before, I can do it later.
Yeah, maybe.
No, maybe we should wash our hands now. Okay? I was in a health facility here in Spokane a couple of weeks ago, and walking down the stairs, holding onto the rail. At my age, I want to hold onto the rail. And I realized right afterwards, normally I wouldn't panic about it. First thing I wanted to do was to find the men's room and wash my hands.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Otherwise, I probably would have waited an hour or two, okay? Yeah. So it made me think about that. And that's probably not a bad thing to be doing, just on a regular basis.
Sure.
So,
no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. But to involve every industry.
Yeah.
And to shut down people and to take food out.
And to call people essential and non-essential. I'm sorry. That's just so negative.
Yeah. And when you talk about an industry that's as large as the automobile industry, it's vast. It's huge. It affects hundreds of thousands of people just in this state alone.
Yeah. Well, Klaus, anything else you want to add to this? I'm thinking, I need to drive this.
Well, I just need a small check.
Oh, okay. Small check is what you would get.
I hope that things change fairly rapidly.
Yes.
I hope that people understand that it's not just hurting the car industry; it's hurting every industry out there, and it's time for us to simply go back to work.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, it's simply time for us to go back to work
Thank
without
you.
the restrictions, and go fishing.
Absolutely.
Hi, this is Tim Lane with State Farm with your quick winter tip. One of the most common questions I get is about trees and who's responsible for a fallen tree or branches. The answer comes down to negligence. If your neighbor's tree falls and damages your home, vehicle, or personal property due to a weather-related incident, then your insurance company would cover that as a non-fault loss. If you can prove negligence against your neighbor, city, or county, then they are legally responsible for your damages. If you have any coverage questions or would like a second opinion on your insurance, call my team and I at Tim Lane State Farm at 509-926-5135.
Welcome to Apex Plaza, Spokane's one-stop cannabis destination. Apex Cannabis features thousands of economy, value, and luxury cannabis products. Cannagear features hemp-based CBD products, glass, goods, and gear. Stop by 1325 North Division to experience the Apex difference.
This product has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risk associated with the consumption of this product. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
Thanks for watching. The Car Guy is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Car Guy is sponsored in part by European Auto House and Can-Am Body Shop. Ask Klaus a question Recommend a guest or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.